friends, happy weekend. I want to talk really quickly about the importance of taking your progress photos. I know, some of you fight me on it, and sometimes I have to fight myself on it, but I just want my post today to serve as a reminder to you that number one, we are not perfect people, okay? We are real women living real lives, and that means that we're not going to have these perfect stereotypical bodies that sometimes we think we need to have. Wherever you're at today is a place worth documenting. And I've had some text wars with a couple of you because you're like, well, no, I'm gonna weigh and I'll take my measurements and that's good enough. And that's important, right? But sometimes we see ourselves in our heads differently than we actually physically look. And so taking the photos, you take those photos and you squirrel them away. I'm not asking you to get shamey or to go into a spiral and overthink it, but I want you to take those photos so that when you're having a day where you've been working on your journey, but you're feeling really discouraged, you can pull those up and you can actually see the cold, hard data. And if you're not seeing a change, well, then that means we need to pivot something. We need to tweak something. We need to change something, be it whether it's your nutrition or your stress level, or maybe just a style of workout, or maybe you need to have more rest days. I think that was one of my biggest downfalls in the last 6 months, was never taking a day off, always pushing through. And even though I was coming back from an injury, which is why I gained like 20 pounds, I was not eating great. I was eating processed foods. I was having my Shakeology every single day. I was using either To Be Mindset, which is the journal, or I was using the containers, but I was acting like I had room for margin. I was acting like I could do whatever I wanted and then be insulted that I wasn't getting the results I felt like I needed. So wherever you're at today, there's no judgment in this. You don't need to give yourself this like mean girl pep talk about how you just need to take your photos. I just want you to know that I took my photos on day one, and this is my job. Like, coaching is what I do full time. So to take those photos where I was 20 pounds heavier and I looked pregnant and I did not feel good in my skin, there was a lot of shame, there was a lot of chatter in my brain, but I was like, you're just gonna be glad that you took them. You don't have to look at them every day. You don't need to come up with a freaking essay about them. You just need to squirrel them away on your phone for the time when you've made some progress and you want to celebrate and you want to compare and you like your before and now. And when you also just need to share with your tribe that this is real life. Our journeys aren't linear, and that's okay. So today I woke up and I'm on day 13 of my reset, and I feel as though I'm not doing a very good job selling this. I feel like some of you are going to be discouraged and you're not going to try it. But I also believe in sharing my reel and being super transparent. And I've done this 3 times now. Every time I've lost at least 10 pounds and I felt so much better. I've started to sleep again. Just like there's been so many perks to it. But this time, for some reason, I believe it's just hormonally where I'm at. It has been really challenging. It's been really hard. It has not been fun. And I've really struggled. But I know that what I was doing wasn't serving me. And I was in a place where I had to do something drastic, especially to kind of get my nervous system calmed down. And that's what I love so much about the reset is I know we talk a lot about the food part, and you're not supposed to do a ton of workouts, but it's because your body is doing like really important work. So I woke up today, day 13, and I was like, why am I still freaking bloated? Like the scale has only gone down 6.6 pounds, which given it's 13 days, that's not bad, right? But I was comparing it to the previous times I've done the reset. I was comparing those results and feeling discouraged and not celebrating my wins, which is what we talk about all the time, right? We talk about collecting your wins and being super proud of where you are, but we're so much more than a before and after. But that's my reel, and I was discouraged and frustrated until I was like, okay, let's just take some photos and see where we're at, and I did, and I was like, oh, snap, look it, there we are. There's some results right there. Sometimes you need that to be the encouragement to keep going, but if you never have that data, if you don't have those metrics, you can't see how epic and amazing your journey has been. So I want you to take the photos today, and you take them however you feel comfortable. If you want to take them fully clothed, that's fine. I'm going to encourage you to have yourself in tighter clothing so that you can actually see the changes in your body. My biggest regret around being a new mom and being newer on my fitness journey is that I cropped the heck out of those photos. The photos I didn't feel good in, I cropped myself, I covered myself with a kid, I deleted them. And I know while it's really tempting to do that, I also think that we are robbing our children of memories, and we're robbing ourselves of that experience. We're so in our heads. Your kids aren't paying, they don't care, right? As long as you are in the moment with them and you're engaging and you're making those memories, that's what matters. So while this started out as a whole progress photo combo, I also think it really also is about how we show up in our lives, especially when we're not feeling like our best selves. And your best self, it's a mindset, you know, like nothing radical has changed. My nutrition is radically changed, but like I'm still just showing up and working on, I'm still reading the same personal development. I'm still doing the same things that I've been saying I want to do. I'm just actually implementing them, and I'm seeing that domino into other areas of my life. So where are you at? Where are you at with your progress photos? Have you taken some lately? And yes, your measurements matter. And yes, you're freaking the scale. Sure, if that's a way that you're using to measure, that's cool too. But at the end of the day, take the photos. And sometimes the coolest part about these before and after, these transformation photos, it's not even your body. It is your freaking face. It's the way you smile. It's the ways your eyes look. Because you can tell a lot about people, and you can see how we feel on the inside. That comes out in our faces, in our eyes, in our smiles. This journey that I've been on now for over 8 years, it has changed my life. And some of you are just beginning, and some of you haven't bought in yet. You don't believe it. You're still playing small and making excuses. And I understand you have to come to this in your own time, but I also want you to remember that there's no time like the present, and you don't have to have a master plan, and you don't have to have tons of hours and time and money to devote to it. It's a mindset shift. It is a decision that you're going to prioritize your journey. You're going to give yourself grace, especially when it's not perfect. And you're just going to play the long game. It's longer than 21 days. It's bigger than 30 days. It's not 60 or 90 or any of that. This is about how can you show up and be a healthier, happier version of yourself for you, but also for your family. That boomerangs into every freaking area of your life. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you are neglecting this is a perfect place to kind of pull back and be like, okay, what do I need to pivot? How can I change? If you are like, Sarah, I can't take those photos. I don't want to measure. All these things set me into this like mental spiral, and I've struggled in the past with disordered eating or bad thinking or whatever. I totally respect that. And I'm not asking you to go down a rabbit hole that you know won't serve you, because at the end of the day, you are the expert in your own life. You really, truly are. But I'm also asking you to maybe step out of that and maybe take a photo here and there and just squirrel it away. Not to have any judgment around it, but just because someday it will matter. You mark my words. If you're on this journey for the long haul, if you're here to see it through, if you're here for more than just a number or a size, you are going to have transformation. And it's really freaking rad to see that, to see your face change, to see how you smile and what your eyes look like and all of those things. So take the photos, okay? Take the photos. Squirrel away the data, be super proud of where you are now, and don't come up with some long freaking story around how you have to dial it in and you need to get better and you got to get back on track. You're exactly where you need to be today, and you can take some kind of action, whether it's listening to something that inspires you, or it's moving your body, or it's resting if that's what you need, or it's drinking water, eating food that serves you. Like there's so many different ways we can take care of ourselves, so many different ways we can show up for ourselves. And sometimes we make this all or nothing when that's not what this is about. This is about just stepping stone, building block, Legoing your way to a next level version of yourself. It's never going to be overnight, but everything you do today, it's a deposit in your piggy bank. And I want you to think about it in those terms. So how are you showing up? What are you super proud of? What are you going to start? I am on day 13, which means I have one more week on the reset, and then I'm going to start a program. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but I'm already excited. This is reminding me of how good it feels to feel good. It sucks to not eat the ice cream and not have the cheesy poofs right now, which is not a forever thing, right? Because I believe in the power of balance and eating the things that are fun, having those memories. But I was too heavy on the pendulum of, well, life is short and does it really matter? And now it's swung back where I'm like, I am starting to feel like myself again. I'm starting to feel good in my skin. I'm starting to feel strong and clean and proud. And those things are things sometimes we don't think about as much, right? We think about what we're having to give up or what we're having to sacrifice, whether you're getting up a little bit earlier or you're having to cut out some TV time or whatever in order to prioritize your workout. You guys, it matters. It adds up. And if ultimately it leads to you feeling happy and healthy and freaking good, that's super powerful. And I want to remind you that you are the thermostat in your home. So if you, as a mom and a wife, if you are feeling good and aligned and proud and strong, that boomerangs into all the other family members of your house. Okay? This is not just your journey. Sometimes when I was early in my journey, I had to remind myself of that because I didn't want to. I had to remind myself that I was showing up for someone outside of myself, and that made it easier for me to do, because if I was just showing up for me, that felt super hard. But showing up for someone else, I could do that. It's also why I think coaching has really helped me gain consistency and stick around even when I'd rather just, Bart has something to say. Even when I would rather, eat all the cheesy poof. So wherever you're at, it's okay to be there. I just want you to feel good. I want you to feel proud. I want you to feel inspired to do the next right thing and to just play the long game, right, Liz? Play the long game. Be proud of where you are today. We are so much more than a number or a before and after photo. That's not what this is about, but this is about collecting the data so that you can be proud and you can celebrate yourself as you go. You're going to have some kind of end goal. We all do. Like when I'm this size, or when my body looks like this, or when I get back to that, then I will be happy. But you know what? 9 times out of 10, those goals don't feel the way we think they're gonna feel. So we have to come up with a different reason, a different why you're showing up, a different why you're investing the time and the energy and the space, a different why you're turning down the ice cream right now or the processed carbs, the things that they might taste really good, they might feel good in the minute, but your body won't feel great. And maybe it'll kind of pick away at your self-belief and your promises. So what do you have to realign this next week? The weekend is a perfect time. It is a perfect time for you to come up with a new plan and to kind of tweak a few things, not to create a whole new plan. That's not necessary, but like what is serving me and what isn't? What is one area of my life that I can just shift a little bit? I can get up a little bit earlier and do a morning routine, or I can get on the morning Zoom and do my workout, or I can keep my promise to myself and push play, even if it is for 5 or 10 minutes. All of those things are deposits. All of those things, building block. All of those things actually do, in fact, make a huge freaking deposit in your journey, right? So wherever you're at, I want you to take the photos. If those photos feel gross, if you were in this place where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so disappointed in myself, or whatever, I can't believe I've gotten to this place I'm at, do what I do. Okay, you feel that for a minute, that like, oh my gosh, shamey crap, and then you say, this is a choice, because this is not what I truly believe, but this is a choice. This is what I tell myself every time I take a before photo or a progress photo that doesn't feel good. I say, but just think of how epic your transformation is going to be. Just think. So, let it all freaking hang out. The worse the progress photo, the worse the before photo, then that much more epic your next photo is going to be. And it gets to show that all that time and that grit and that consistency and that decision to do the next right thing, it will all freaking compound and pay off. 100%. I swear on a stack of farts, not, fart my cat. It's true. Okay.